Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, happy time zone, everybody. This is Road to Dusk. You can call me Road, Dusk, anything that you would call a friend. I am a dream usher, so I focus a lot on sleep, dreams, and the imagination to help create an environment where we can each be vulnerable and learn more about and learn to become better versions of ourselves. And if, for those that do not know, this is going to be a very chill, emphasis on the chill and relaxing stream, because we are bringing the cute, well, we are bringing the blanket back. I wish I had a large enough blanket like this so I could do something like this, but that aside, yeah, today is going to be a really calm stream. Hell yeah, I'm looking comfy. So today, let me turn on my TTS. So today, we're going to be continuing working on a few commissions. Namely of some folks that are also in the scene, in the VTubing scene, and those that may be wanting to get into it, maybe not. So we got, so one of the people that I am drawing for is Easily Bored. Let me give her a shout out. But yeah. So we're doing a few commissions tonight, but before we go too deep into the commissions tonight, I do want to remind everybody that we do have a special event going on tomorrow. For those that have not kept up with like my Twitter or the Discord server, which is totally fine, if you guys do want to check up with that, feel free to do so. Night Haze, could we actually, that if you're okay with modding tonight, would you put down the links for the Twitter and the Discord? I know you've had a rough night tonight, so if you need me to go solo so that you can relax, like, I'm more than open to. I'll wait for you to respond. Oh, thank you, hon. But yeah, for those that have been keeping up but forgot or just haven't been able to keep up with my schedule lately, tomorrow's going to be a really fun event. Inspired by Blake the Nerd, a relatively popular YouTuber, we are going to be doing a Project Diva Nuzlocke. And I am super excited about this for tomorrow because I'm super big into Vocaloid. I love rhythm games, so it's kind of a win-win for me. Do know, though, that tomorrow's stream, because of how Vocaloid songs are and Japanese copyright system is, it will not be archived. It cannot be archived. Oh. Let's see. If you're wanting to show all of my other socials, you can do ! Linktree. Love. But yeah, so, yeah, basically, unfortunately, with the Project Diva Nuzlocke, you're going to have to be there or be square. But I really hope that it's going to be a point where you guys will be excited to watch as much as I am, because I do plan to have some new temporary redeems for the Nuzlocke, including one where I have to sing along to the song effectively. Also, why is I'm not hearing my speech chat? What is going on? Oh, I think I know why. I need to disconnect you and reconnect you to my thing. Technology, can't live with it, can't live without it. See now, how can I connect and disconnect you? Haha, here we go. I really hope that everyone is doing well, though. I hope that this has been a good day for everyone. If there's anything that you guys want to talk about related to what you guys have dealt with, anything like that, like, I'm more than open to talk while we get the ball rolling with drawing. And, oh, I forgot that I turned off letting you guys know wait a minute. I forgot to connect it. That was on me. I thought I had it set up, but I didn't have it fully set up. I am a derp. There we go. There we go. Also, a reminder to everyone that there is a point redeem for when you want to change the music. It literally says, change the music. So if at any point that you guys want a music change, let me know. Unfortunately, I am confined to what Bardly has to offer. So I can't do anything like super cool lo-fi or anything like that. I hope that's okay. That said, let's start getting Easy Bean here. Oh, that is thick. There we go. I will note also that for those in my Discord server, for those that are either my mods, my admin, or guest streamers, you are open to hop into the VC if you would rather like talk. Otherwise, be prepared for moments where I may just hyper focus and it's just music while you're seeing me draw. Okie dokie.
Popping in to remind everyone that you're all amazing people, adorable beans, and a bunch of cuties.
Zelda! Hope you're doing well, Zelda. Thank you so much. I hope you are calling yourself the same too. You are an amazing person, you are an adorable bean, and you are a massive cutie.
Playing some Pokemon Violet.
Oh, nice. Nice.
You're also a big cutie, the Zelda player 99.
Who did you pick as your starter, Zelda? Did you pick, did you pick Sprigatito? Did you pick Quexley? Or did you pick Fuecoco?
SPRI Gatito.
Oh, nice. Nice. I just kind of realized...
It's now a Florigetto.
Oh, nice. I just realized that throughout my entire playthrough of Pokemon, I never got a Quaxley. Flarg, how you doing, man?
I'm alright, got a new mic, how are you?
Nice. I'm doing pretty good. Just trying to have like a chill...
If you want, I can send a pic of my team so far, though I'm still pretty early in the game.
I mean, you're more than open to. Like, I'm very curious. If you want also, since you're in my server, you can post it in the I believe it's called like All the Games. That channel in my Discord server, like, again, that's just for all the stuff related to games. So if you want to put it in there, by all means. There we go.
Tempted to just take a pic using my phone's camera so that I don't have to go through the multiple steps needed to download a screenshot.
Oh, that's totally understandable. No, I get you with that. Like, screenshots like that are fine. Not like using your camera on your phone is fine. Like, it's not like you're trying to take a picture of something for like archiving a speed run or something. Like, no judgment here.
I have a new favorite way to draw animals BTW. It's by taking part of the animal's name literally LOL.
Oh. Do you want to give me an example, Flark?
Pancake frog.
Okay, fair. Which, that was really good, by the way. When you put that in chat, when you put that in the Discord server, that was super good. Like, I'm already seeing, like, a really big improvement in how you draw. I really like how you stylized that one compared to your Pokemon fusions.
Next is a strawberry finch.
Strawberry finch. Ooh. Strawberry finch. That sounds adorable.
Yeah.
Daggone it. So I hope that the new year has been treating everyone well so far. Has there been anything special regarding the new year that y'all want to talk about? Oh, thank you for the hydrate. Okay.
Sent a picture to Yacht.
Ooh, I'll have to take a look.
By the way, who are ya drawing?
This is Easily Bored, a new friend of mine, and actually also a friend of Celine's. Let me shout Easy out again. Here we go. Ooh! Nice team you got, Zelda.
Also, not much has happened this year, interestingly enough.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Yeah, the start of the year has been pretty calm. And hopefully I'm not jinxing that by saying that. Because I hate when that happens. Okie dokie.
Better knock on some wood now.
There we go. My desk is made of wood, so... There we go. There we go. I also need to do a thing. Here we go. Okie dokie.
Shared my team on the Discord as well.
Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, I really hope that you're liking Violet, because man, I expected but also did not expect the ending that we got.
Hey, look, a tone indicator message, you know what that means. I agree, Road, I agree with the ending. Here is a reminder for Road that he is an amazing person, wonderful streamer, adorable bean, and a big cutie GSRS.
Thank you so much, Zelda. Again, I really do hope that you're complimenting yourself as much as you compliment us, so. Because you deserve as much love as you give. Frankly, everyone here deserves as much love as they give. Oh, thank you for the full care package. Okay. Wonder why my... Because my kilobytes have been really low, I just realized. And I have no idea why. Because, like, the internet's totally fine, so I don't know what might be causing things to look so iffy. Hopefully... Oh. Okay, it's just being finicky right now. Probably the server I'm on. It is what it is. Oof.
OBS is sometimes a bastard.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but I do prefer it over Streamlabs, namely because OBS allows me to be able to have my third-party plugins, which allows me to have my captions, which Slobs does not. And I want to be inclusive. And as buggy as OBS can be, like, I just gotta take it and hope that newer updates will do more to mitigate and change than to create new bugs. And her shirt is pitch black, which, easy, I will always love the halter top. Halter tops are amazing.
One of the bugs I have been experiencing which I can't get rid of is canvas size is way different on OBS screen and Twitch screen, if that makes any sense.
Interesting. At some point, if you want Flarg after stream, if I'm not having to do a meeting with my mods, I could sit down with you after stream to try and help you fix the issue, because I'm definitely going to need a visual to understand what you mean. Because I don't think I've personally dealt with that issue. I don't know if I've personally dealt with that issue. I don't know if that's an issue with your computer, with trying to transfer resolutions. But I'm sure it'll get figured out. Then get rid of the excess. Need to get rid of the excess on this shoulder. And in here. Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Still gotta get the tuft down here. There we go. I do have another question, actually, for those that don't mind chatting. I did have a VR chat stream at the start of the year. Um, what did y'all think of that? And would that be something that you guys are curious about, like seeing me do again? Because I've contemplated wanting to do more VR chat stuff at some point. Who knows? If we get to the 175 followers here for the hot sauce Q&A, I might actually make that another VR chat, just so that you can see more movement in my suffering. Okay. Now to focus on the bow.
I'll watch whatever it is that you want to stream.
E. I mean, I just want to hear what people are most curious about, what they've liked so far with the new year, what they don't like, because everything that I have done, that I've experimented with, from last year and this year, is stuff that I enjoy. I have never played something that I do not enjoy to see if that's gonna rack me up any brownie points. I want to be sure that stuff that I like is also stuff that you guys enjoy. You know? I don't want to be assuming that just because it's stuff that I like to do, that you guys are going to hop over every single time. Okay. So now we get to the fun part. Trying to figure out her skin tone from a VR chat picture. It's a little on the reddish side, which is good because it complements the green. Not that red. Probably not that dark either. Yeah, not that dark. Saturate it a little bit more, brighten it up. Bring it a little more neutral. Need to also get her eyes.
I fucking fixed
Wait, what?
it.
Yay! Glad you got it fixed. What was the problem?
It was the damn preview scaling.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and then I'll just outline her necklace in white to make it contrast.
It changed on me and went from scale to window to canvas scale, so I changed it back.
Oh. Well, glad you got it figured out. That sounds like a bitch.
Yes, it was. Thank you, Google search.
Yay!
Well, gotta go see yacht.
Aw, have a good one, Flarg. Thanks for stopping by. Let's turn this.
Take care, Flarg.
Oh, that's the change in the saturation helped out a lot. And you know what? Let's do this. So that then I can bump up the brightness on this. Make that look super cool. Let's make this just a little lighter so that it contrasts better. Oh. Oh, I really like how that came out. Let's focus on her skin real quick. Oh, that looks way too desaturated. Let's get some more life in there. Let's make it a little more red. There we go. Then already has a pretty decent red undertone.
Hi.
Hey, hey! Hey, Tuti! I haven't seen you in a while. How are you today? Huh?
Haha, I'm back.
Yeet, welcome back! Where have you been?
Pretty good, and you?
I've been doing pretty alright. Currently drawing. I have a lot of stuff planned for this year. As you see above, at the top of the screen, there is a goal for when we reach 175 followers. We will do a question and answer stream where if there's a question that I do not want to answer, depending on what kind of gossip it is, will determine what kind of hot sauce I have to eat.
I get it, you look so focused.
Yeah. But how have you been? What have you been up to? It's not what I meant to do, and you know it, tablet.
I've been studying cause I'm in college, so I don't have much free time.
Right, no, that's understandable. Did you pass your exams recently? I hope so, because I know it is very stressful to have to retake a class that it's just stressful to have to retake a class. Like
Yes, I do, haha.
Yay! Oh wait, you do have to retake a class? If that's so, I hope that the class will seem easier this time. Cause I almost had to repeat my algebra class when I was starting college. And that was very stressful. I barely passed it with an 80. With an 80%, because at the community college that I was at, if you got anything less than... If you got anything... No, I passed it with a C. If you got anything under a grade C, you were considered failing. So like A, B, and C were okay, but D and F were not. Math and science have always been some of my... Math and science are always the subjects that I struggle with the most. While history, music, and languages are things that I do a lot better in. I especially do really good with in classes about psychology.
You have to be my personal advisor. You know you are wise.
I try to be, but I definitely have my moments where I don't know what I am doing.
I hate math and all about numbers.
For me, most numbers are okay. Like if it's like the basic multiplication tables, I'm okay with that. I like that math. But if it's like very complicated formulas like sine, cosine, and tangent, those I am not good with. I fail those formulas very badly.
Exactly the same as I.
Okay, I think... Yeah, let's add a little more life to the shadow as well. Brighten it up a tad. Here we go. That's a lot better. Merge those for now. Need to put
My knowledge of mathematics is only for shopping.
Same. And even with shopping, sometimes it's difficult because, unfortunately, in America, a lot of states like to include taxes, and they do not write how much taxes will be on the tags because it varies from store to store, it varies from state to state, so it is very inconsistent.
Hey, you know Audiotrio, but here to lurk. Have a wonderful stream.
Yeah, thank you for the lurk fee. Really appreciate it.
It's understandable.
Yeah.
And how have you been, BTW?
I have been pretty well. I have been very excited to just do a lot more for streaming this year. Um, I have a lot of plans for some new games that I have found recently that I want to play. Um, do you know the game Omori? It's spelled Omori. It's a game inspired by games like Earthbound and Mother. Two, basically two names for the same Super Nintendo Entertainment System game series, I should say, actually. And yeah, Omori is based on the play style and the game mechanics of that game, while talking about child depression. And I think that would be a really important and really a really important game to play.
That sounds cool. I will see it in your streams. I prefer see it than play it.
No, that's understandable, especially when it sounds like you don't have a lot of time to play games by yourself lately because of classes, which I understand. Um, I dealt with a similar struggle when I was in college. When I wanted to play Kingdom Hearts 3 or Persona 5, I felt like I didn't have time because I had to put so much time into my studies.
Games, so don't hate me, haha.
Ah, no, that's understandable. Like games, like video games are not for everybody. Like there's nothing wrong with that as long as you don't like as long as you are not hurtful about your opinion or try to say that other people are different in whatever negative way because they like something that you don't. As long as you are not acting like that, then it's okay.
Yet I can select what I want, so chose just to watch then play.
Yeah, no, that's understandable. If you don't mind me asking, what are there any classes or subjects that you are excited to take for the new semester? Okay, and she's
what I see is that you have an incredible pulse.
Thank you. Alright, she has...
May you repeat, please?
Yeah, my question was, are there any classes from the coming semester, the new semester, that you are excited about? Like, are there any subjects, any classes or topics that you are looking forward to?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, what are some of those?
Geography and translation.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, geography can always be a lot of fun. I actually remember when I took a small geography class when I was in middle school. And it was very fun because there was this game that the teacher recommended that we play to practice.
As you already know, I think I'm studying English.
Yeah, I remember you saying that you are studying English. I wasn't sure if you are studying English your for your degree, or if you were studying English as like an extracurricular class. Let's see. Still need to add a streak here. Actually,
Oh, you had a very didactic teacher. Why don't I have those teachers? Degree.
Oh, you're doing English as a degree. That is awesome. I'm really looking forward to hearing your progress. And I mean, unfortunately, I didn't have many teachers that were like the teacher that I had in my geography class, because in my area where I was in school, our teachers didn't really get a lot of help when they needed help taking care of us students. So a lot of them were left behind and made to basically have to pay for everything that they needed by themselves, which they really couldn't afford. So it made trying to get the education that we needed as students very difficult. In many ways, many students had to, if they had the determination to, find ways to teach themselves, because the teachers often did not have the money to teach the students as they needed to be taught.
Wow, interesting. You know that here we learn about the USA. I mean, I had a subject which the name is American Literature.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm curious, what, from your American literature class, were there any, important books that you read? Like,
Interesting, right? Haha.
mm,
Edgar Allan Poe, Puritans, The Age of Awakening.
oh, Edgar Allan Poe is a really good poet. I really like his works. Here we go.
Oh, Mark Twain, Emily Dickinson. There are more, but right now I do not remember them. Haha.
No, that's understandable. There's a lot of authors. Yeah, Mark Twain is also a good one. Emily Dickinson. She is the one. Am I confusing her with the poet that wrote? I forget the actual words for it, but since I would never stop for death, he kindly stopped for me. Was that Emily Dickinson? Or am I confusing her with another author?
Oh yeah, even I had to analyze her well, their poems.
Mm. Yeah, I really love a lot of the poetry from the late 1800s and early 1900s is very the best word I can use to describe it is surreal. I'm curious, have you read any
Is like interesting and confusing, haha.
Have you read any of the I forget there's a novel I've heard about by Kafka? Kafka. That's how you spell their last name. I don't remember ever having to read Kafka when I took classes, like in high school or in college, but I'm curious to know if you've had to read Kafka.
Nope, that one no.
No? Okay. Because I've heard that Kafka's stories are very existential. And I like a lot of existential ideas and novels and everything like that, so I recommend it. Even though I haven't read it yet.
I remember the story of an hour which belongs to Kate Chopin upon a spider catching a fly.
Oh, that sounds familiar. I don't know why, but that reminded me of a folk tale that I remember reading when I was younger. Um, The Girl with the Green Ribbon. Do you know that one?
Repeat again, haha.
Yeah, it's okay. The folktale is called The Girl with the Green Ribbon. Have you heard of that one before?
Yes, the professor told us about it.
Nice. Yeah, because I've heard that there are many versions to that folktale. I mean, that's kind of what happens when something is a folktale. You have many versions of the same thing. Kind of like how Cinderella is kind of a folktale because there are many versions of the story and the ending.
Yes, you are the wiser in this topic. There is the kid-friendly Disney version and then there is the more gritty book version.
Oh, yeah. Bring on the Brothers Grimm. Also, hey, buddy, hope you're doing well. Okay.
Just now got off work.
Woo! Freedom!
Almost done, looks so good.
Yeah. Just my friend's logo. Her necklace is a little complicated, but it's still fun to draw.
Thinking of joining.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, you're more than open to join the VC, Bunny. Oh, wait. Yeah. Let's bring...
Yet and I can directly join to your Steam VC.
Yeah. Alright. Let's see how... Oh, that looks good. Okay, and now I just need to fill in her eyes. Oh, wrong layer. Oh wait,
May
no.
I too?
My voice chat is set to only my moderators, my admins, and those that I know
No,
stream.
I'm kidding, haha.
Oh, okay. I mean, if you ever become a streamer in the future, or if I feel close to you enough, I would gladly let you in. But yeah, for now, the voice chat is set strictly to like folks that I know that are in my stream circle, or my moderators and my admins. Okay, so that is one, though I'm honestly... Let's see what happens when I desaturate her hair a little bit more.
In a long future could happens.
Yeah, let's see what happens. I'll be looking forward to it. Oh, that's a little too dark. Actually, no, that's okay. And wow, her bow is now so bright. Actually, let's make this darker so that it's easier to see.
Now I prefer chatting while you are busy drawing.
And it's a little easier for me as well because the robot, the text-to-speech, it talks slowly enough that I am able to process what it says while I'm still drawing.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, I think that will do for...
Then there I type
easy.
TDS goes off.
Yeah, unfortunately, the streaks in her hair get lost into detail, but...
Even I talk like your robot.
Oh, you talk pretty slow? Let me see...
For sure my English is from caveman.
I mean, talking slowly doesn't mean that you're English or talking in another language is poor. Even native speakers can talk slowly, and oftentimes people may need to hear something more slowly in order to understand what is said. It's just natural. Any talking speed is normal, whether you are a native speaker or a learner.
Haha, thank you for pushing me.
Yeah, not a problem. Uh-oh. And my... Excuse me, phone? Oh, is it because it's overheated?
In Spanish I talk as Eminem.
Oh, well, I guess my phone doesn't want to be my camera anymore, so we're going to switch to not my little moving character, but this one instead. But yeah, I can only imagine, because, like, I know there are, like, some areas that speak Spanish to where like they can talk like very fast, rápidamente. Whereas like other places like they still talk very slow.
Spanish does go pretty fast.
Yeah. If I remember right, like Spanish is considered one of the 5 most quickly spoken languages in the world, alongside Japanese. I'm not really liking those.
Exactly, haha, OMG, your pronunciation is so good, I told you before, I think.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I only took 1 semester of Spanish when I was in community college. I want to practice my Spanish like a lot more.
Them Japanese rappers XP.
I focus a lot on the accent and the pronunciation. See, where them Japanese rappers? I've actually found some Japanese rock songs that do incorporate rap, and they go hardcore. Like the opening song for the anime Murder Princess is a good example. Hikari-sas. Alright, I think that's gonna do for her, and then I'll... So the next one is gonna be the simplest one out of this. And after I finish her up, I think I'm probably going to...
AC Bunny 1 in animes you can find whatever, haha.
After I finish drawing this deer, I'll definitely call it, namely because just... I don't have anything else planned for drawing. Let's see.
True like English.
Yes. Well, let's not be like too mean on like English.
Semester, your pronunciation sounds like native speaker.
Thank you. Like while one thing that was a positive and a negative with my Spanish class was that it was online. So the teacher prioritized listening to a lot of different like native like Spanish sung songs and different movies and clips from different shows. So I focused a lot on that, and that helped me to like improve my pronunciation. However, because everything was online, I did not have anyone to actually practice any of the grammar. Because, like, for example, like, it was only at the very end of the semester that we started even attempting to try and learn about past tense. And even then, it wasn't even the past tense, it was the past perfect. So, like, instead of me being able to say, like, I studied Spanish, estudié español, I was learning, estuve estudiando español. I have studied. Sorry, that was the present perfect.
That's a good way to improve. Oh, you know that I had the same problem in English, of course.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, English also has a problem that the how you write words in English is very inconsistent compared to in Spanish, where everything is a lot more consistent. You have like the occasional like sound changes. You're like your T's like your T's and D's can soften to like a the sound. Your B's can soften to like a v sound.
It is a bit problematic if you do try it IRL, and most people call it broken language.
Yeah. But like Spanish still has a much more consistent way of writing the language compared to English.
Exactly, I have studied grammar since my first year, so when I listen to the native ones my grammar goes to the galaxy because many of you don't follow the rules.
Yeah, that's namely because, honestly, the rules that are written in English, what is called rules in English by scholars, really aren't rules because English, how do I describe this? English has kind of, but not really, two languages. We have professional English, and then we have like casual English. Our professional English takes a lot of inspiration from Latin, Greek, and French, whereas our spoken English takes a lot more inspiration from...
It happens in Spanish, so it is normal, I suppose.
Yeah, like having because it's the change between like professional and so-called standard English, or like the standard language, and what is actually spoken by native speakers depending on the region. And if you know the song like "Que difícil es hablar en español," you'll know, like, even just thinking about it for like Spanish, like how you can talk in casual Spanish changes tremendously from area to area.
Oh right. Hopping in.
Okie dokie. Thank you for the heads up. There you are.
Check 1, 2.
Yep, I hear you.
There we go.
A little quiet though.
No, sorry.
No, all good.
Have
I think
you
that's
finished
just
the
myself.
other one yet? Didn't you realize?
Yeah, I did finish the other picture, Duty, and now I am working on the second picture for tonight. Wait, Bunny, I told you about the song "Que difícil es hablar en español," right?
I think you have before. I'm probably like vaguely remembering it.
Okay. You want me to show it to you again sometime?
Nah.
Okay.
Gotta make sure I have the call volume up and the stream volume down.
Yeah. Just so that you're not hearing double of you.
Yeah. Alright, welcome back to drawing.
Yeah. How was work for you?
It is a combination
Work was
between
surprised,
an L and
like it
off-IL
finished like
from the Ninja
pretty
Turtles.
early. Usually we work till like probably 11:40 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
on average,
Okay.
but everything got done really early. So we finished around 11.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyways, I've already told you off stream, but I'm going to also say it on stream. I'm playing through Final Fantasy 12.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you have any favorite parts so far? Well, better question, is this your first playthrough?
Technically, no. Because I have played through the game till the first major boss. And if people know about the game, it's the first judge.
Oh.
I got stuck on it because I was too under-leveled to fight him.
Oh no. Also,
Yes,
I
so
just realized this looks less like an owl and more like a penguin. Look at it.
oh, it does. I think that's the point.
No, but we have an owl up here, but penguin. It looks almost like Newt Newt.
It's fine.
It looks almost like Newt Newt.
Just take away the hand, leave the circle on the beak. There you go, Newt Newt.
I gotta tell Celine. Oh man.
Yeah, just tell Celine, look at the stream at this point of the VOD. Or just someone clip it. Yeah, so what the game does is that most parts of the game, they'll give you a guest. Which you cannot control, you cannot change anything about the guest, and their level will never change. So every time you get the guest, it basically like shows you what is the recommended level.
I have to go. I have classes tomorrow, sadly, haha.
Well, you have a good night, Tutti. Rest well, and I hope classes go well.
Yeah. You have good rest.
So bye, see tomorrow,
But,
maybe.
Yeah, tomorrow
right.
I will have the Project Diva Nuzlocke.
See you.
So I would very much like to see you there. Have a good night. Tengan buena noche.
Was tomorrow the Nuzlocke? I thought tomorrow was Jackbox.
No, it goes Nuzlocke then Jackbox.
Oh, Nuzlocke into Jackbox. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure exactly how that went.
No, all good. All good.
But anyways, every time I get the guest, I'm either 2 or 3 levels under the guest.
Oh wow.
And the problem is that when I got the guest for the judge level, I was 4 levels under.
Oh, yikes. That
Have a
doesn't
good
sound
night
good.
too. I have some interesting topics to
Yeah,
speak.
it was. But like, here's the thing: the for most of the enemies that you fight in the game, you can usually kill them in like 2 or 3 hits.
Right.
Like even if I'm like 3 levels under the enemy, like currently, like even though it's like early levels,
Right.
like even if I'm 3 levels under, I can still kill them in like 2 hits, 2 or 3 hits. Especially when you have a party of 3 or 4 characters at once.
Mm-hmm.
So it's weird, but also the game just randomly throws you a rare enemy sometimes.
Oh, wow.
Because I remember one time, um, I was running through one of the early areas. The
Mm-hmm.
enemies were level like 10, 11. And I had Libra active, which basically able to see all the information of the enemy.
Ooh.
One time, I had Libra active. I was just killing some simple level 10, 11, and then just a random enemy just appears out of nowhere. Like, literally just came out of nowhere. And I tried to look at it with Libra. It had Libra immunity.
Oh.
So I couldn't see its level, and the name was red. So I'm like, shit, this is a high level one.
That does not sound
So,
good.
and if it does a regular hit onto my allies, it basically took a third of my party's HP
Wow.
to one menu, to one party member. And its magic is dark. Like it's just simple dark magic. It basically insta kills one of my members.
Oh, no.
So I just got a complete party wipe from just this random enemy, just one rare random enemy that just appears out of nowhere.
Gotta love TKOs.
Yes, and like here's the thing: whenever you get a full party wipe, you don't go back to the last like safe area that your character's been. It goes back to the last save spot, the last time you saved.
Oh, no.
So if I didn't save before anything between that save point and that death, all of that is basically gone.
All that progress is gone.
Yes.
Yikes.
Yeah, I remember one time I was inside the mines, the early mines, not late game mines, if everyone knows 12. I was running through the area, I was fighting like simple mimics, which aren't really like the traditional mimics, like chest looking ones. They're kind of like arachnoids, kinda.
Okay.
So like they look like the simple like vase like um treasure vases things in the
Right.
mines, but when you try to interact with it, it would turn into like an arachnoid,
Oh.
and you begin battle with it.
That kind of reminds me of the barrels that you would have to fight in Kingdom Hearts in Agrabah. Like, you would go up to a barrel and then suddenly, boom, appendages, like, spring out and it goes to attack you.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. Because I like whenever the games like don't do the traditional, oh, it's a chest, ooh, it became a mimic. I just like it whenever games do like unusual shapes for like the chests, any like lootable thing,
Yeah.
and make it into a mimic. But
Yeah,
like
I agree.
anyway, yeah. Anyway, I was just playing through that, and the rare enemy, like the I guess like uncommon or rare enemy in that area are bombs.
Oh.
They're called palms. They're fire elementals, and if you hit them enough times, they will activate self-destruct. It is an AoE attack and will usually do massive damage
Oh, wow.
to the characters. At the level I was 2 levels under the recommended. I was insta-killed
Oh,
by the self-destruct.
no.
So 2 of my party members got insta-killed by it. I got the other 2, and there was another bomb that's coming in. And luckily I was able to kill that one before I used self-destruct.
Dang. That sounds like hell.
Yes. I just hate it so much whenever the game has common and then the rare enemy, which usually is higher level than the commons,
Mm.
and you just randomly get it when you're still under-leveled. So it's like, it's really annoying.
Right.
Oh cool, I leveled up. I'm level 7. Yay. Anyway, so yeah, that's fun. And like, do you know, like, in some games you got your first starting area,
Mm.
and that starting area has some kind of high leveled enemy
Yeah.
just casually roaming?
Yeah. What was there like a special
So
one in
the
this area?
so in the first area in the game, you have like cactuars or cacti, um these cacti enemies, and then you also have wolves and then cockatrices, I think that's what they're called.
Mm. Okay.
And then just and like the wolves and cockatrices are aggressive, and the cacturns are passive. And in the middle of the entire area, there's just a dinosaur.
Hmm.
Just a casual dinosaur, and it is, I think, like level 30. I think it's
Dang.
passive. It is a passive enemy, so you can just walk past it and it will not attack you.
Well, at least
And
there's
since it doesn't,
that.
yeah, and since it doesn't have Libra immunity, I was able to see its level and HP.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think so. It was level 30, and its HP was like 31,000, I think.
Ooh. That is
So
insane.
yeah, I remember one time when I played like forever ago, I tried to attack it. It basically just TKO'd the entire party.
Dang.
Because like here's the thing, like usually it shows like the colors on the name, saying
Mm-hmm.
like if it's white it means you're able to kill it, yellow means it's a little bit higher than you, red it's like dangerous, you should not try to fight it.
Mm-hmm.
I remember one time like when you're able to Libra the enemy, it just shows you the white text. It will always show you the white
Mm.
text. So I'm my younger me decided like, fuck it, let me try to fight it.
Oh
Try to fight
no.
it, get insta killed. So it's just really funny that younger me decided like, let's fight this ridiculously high leveled enemy that I have nowhere prepared ready to, and just get insta wiped out.
The younger you just said, I'm a fuck around and find out.
Basically. Like it's just a really fun time. And here's the thing. When I was younger, I had a guidebook of the entire game.
Ooh.
All the areas, all the hints, every single collectible, rare enemy, common enemies, all that stuff. But I have no idea where it's at now.
Oh no.
And I remember there was a rare weapon called, I believe, the Zodiac Spear.
Ooh.
It is a ultimate weapon. I'll just call it an ultimate weapon.
Hmm.
And on the upgrade chart that you can get to unlock stuff that you can equip to your character, it is on a square by itself.
Oh dang.
Because in normally squares would just have like usually like 3 or 4 things to unlock in each one.
Mm-hmm.
Libra Spear is just in a box by itself with nothing else with it.
Dang.
And to unlock the Libra Spear, you have to make sure to not open certain chests around the game.
Oh. That sounds evil.
Yes, so there is all the every chest in the game. And I remember in the guidebook, it specifically labeled which one triggers the Libra Spear.
Hmm.
But the trigger is a bad trigger, because if you open one of those, it will completely lock it out.
Oh.
So you have to run through the entire game, making sure not to open any of these chests. These specific chests in the game, just to unlock the Libra Spear.
Whew. That is evil.
I do not remember when you get the Libra Spear, but I know you gotta go really far in the game just to get it.
That sounds. That just sounds evil.
It's just agonizing because, I think one of the Zodiac chests, I will call them, is in front of this place you have to go into, every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
And every time you exit that area, the chest is just right in front of you. You're tempted to open it because, usually you see a chest, you open it.
Right.
That chest is just in front of you, and you cannot open it because it will lock out the spear.
Whew.
So I'm like, ooh, chest. No, that's Zodiac. That's Zodiac.
Is there anything on the chest indicate that they are the Zodiac ones?
No. There's no indication at all. You just have to know which chest is the Zodiac chest.
Oh, that is evil.
Yes. And to the memory that I could remember, I think that any chest that's inside a building can be a Zodiac chest. I think any of the open areas, any of the open world areas,
Mm-hmm.
cannot be Zodiac chests. I think. As far as I remember. And I was tempted because for the longest time, I've not had the game in a long time, but since it stuck with my PS2,
Right.
and it was stuck in storage for a while. I seen the remake of it, Zodiac Age.
Mm.
And the I'll just call it a skill tree of it. It's your traditional skill tree.
Right.
You unlock one thing, it unlocks multiple things. All that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
In the original, they give you a board.
Huh. Okay.
And with the board, you can customize your character any way you want them to be. So, like, if you want all your characters to have swords, you can. If you want them all to have guns, you can. If you want them all to be magic builders, you could.
Mm. Why do you think they changed it?
I'm assuming is that, like, I'm assuming the reason is that with the board, you can choose your characters how you want to build them. And like they probably think like people will probably push them into like either one or two like classes compared to like the newer version, which like specifically have like trees for certain classes
Right.
of like how to like properly build them.
Hmm.
And I remember younger me decided to say, screw that, and just put them all on swords.
Meh.
Because main character had sword, another character had a bow, another one had a gun, and one of your early teammates had a dagger, and another one had axes and swords.
Okay.
So like the game specifically like pre-made these characters to be like a certain type of class. But young me said, fuck it, I'm just gonna make them all one thing. So yeah, it's just really funny. And now since I'm like replaying the game from scratch
Mm-hmm.
and not continuing my terrible file, um, I can like kind of properly build these characters of like how the game
Mm.
wants me to build them. Because I got Van, right? Yeah, it's like Van or something. It's like Van, which
Van
is the main
Vaughn.
character. Vaughn, I think it's Vaughn. Um, he's the main character. He uses
Hello.
swords and light armor.
Mist, how you
Uh,
doing?
oh, hello. Um, I have Bathir. I think that's his name, or Bosch. I cannot remember which one it was. He uses gun and heavy armor.
Noise.
There's Fran, which is probably how I became like addicted to bunny girls because Fran is that because Fran is what's that
The Vieira.
species? Yeah, the Veliers.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're called
Funny
Vieira.
girl.
because
Yeah, they're called Vieira in 14.
yeah, I think so. That's what they're called in 12 as well. There is a village that you can get to later on in the game, but of course, I never got to that point.
Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah. Um. So, yeah. There is,
Oh
and she
god, you
wields
watched our S
bow
play that
and
game
light
and played a
armor,
bit.
I
I
believe.
forgot that was 12.
And then the recent character I got was heavy armor with axe and swords.
Ooh.
Uh, let me turn up a bit of the stream.
Ye-
So I think I made it a little too quiet.
We remember Franca's giant hot bunny.
All I wanna do is see you turn into a giant woman.
Yeah, Fran was basically the hot bunny. But again, that might be where I developed my kink of that.
Yeah.
Then again, that's probably around the time I got into anime too. So that's probably when I got loving Echoes.
Just that whole
Um,
time frame was when you started getting into Kemono Mimi.
Shush. But
Also the
anyway,
irony of having a tall race who exclusively wears high heels.
Look, I have seen tall women rock high heels, okay? Though it is also like a little ironic because like most femme folks that I know that are tall really don't like heels, like, and they really get confused when people ask them to wear heels because they're like, being tall isn't all it's cracked up to be. Like, there could be a lot of health complications depending on your height.
yeah, but like tall Dom.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
do, it's just funny because I believe the Vieira were inhumanly tall.
I guess, but then again, it's a fantasy, so.
Yeah.
But anyway, right now, because like in my previous play, or like my younger me play,
Yeah.
I think I was trying to make my characters become all-rounded.
Yet
Mm.
I just find it amusing.
And I think so that's why my team was terrible.
Because you couldn't really
And
have a
my
truly all-rounded party. You really need to have everyone have their own specific abilities.
yeah, and in my current playthrough, I'm trying to build them like the way the game already built them as. So currently, I have Van with base magic of every magic, with his sword and sword shield with the light armor. And then I got Bathir with his guns. I think I'm trying to build him as like the heavy range hitter
Oh, nice.
and
Okay.
make him have no music and have no magic.
Were you about to say no music?
No, I was trying to say music, but then I tried to say something else. I don't know.
Oh.
And then right now I have Fran to be, I think a white magic user. I think.
Okay.
I think so. I'm having her currently a white and black magic user. I think.
Ooh.
I'm not sure what to do with her yet, because I want her to be a magic user, but I'm not sure like what kind of magic user.
Right. Is there a way that you can do a blue magic user in that game?
Yes, you can do. You can have blue magic. I think so. It's called. I know there is time magic and then something else. I cannot remember. But yeah, there is white, black, time, blue, green magic, and then something else I can't remember.
Oh,
But right now
green magic.
I'm
That's new.
having. Um, I could open up my game to see all of it.
I mean, Your
I
call.
could probably just tell you. I could probably just tell you after stream.
Yeah.
Um,
Because, like, I'm curious.
but like right now, yeah. So right now I'm having not Fan, um, Vaughn have
Vaughn.
the base magic of all magic of the five magics there are in the game,
Okay.
and some of the techniques in the game.
Hmm.
Bathier is just gonna have the gun and heavy armor, which is like the heavy hitter, plus probably have him with most of the techniques in the game.
Hmm.
I told you about Fran having the magic,
Yeah.
and there is a technique in the game called Charge, which can help restore MP. But if it fails, it brings it to 0. But luckily, techniques cost 0 MP, so she can use it again. So like it's a bit of a risk and reward stuff.
Right. That sounds neat.
Which
Not gonna lie.
Yeah. And then Bosch, I think is what his name. I'm probably gonna have him be the heavy hitter with the heavy armor and axes.
Hmm.
I'm not sure what kind of skills I want him to have. So I still need to think which ones I will let them to have.
Right. Okay.
Also, sorry I took over with Final Fantasy
Oh
12
no,
when
you're
I came
good.
in.
You're good. It gives me something to like listen to while I'm drawing. And it's funny how you mentioned that because I just finished this. Like that took no time at all and I feel bad.
Yeah, but still. Add touch-up to it. Quickly.
Nah, honestly, I think I may call it tonight after this, because, like, my brain was just going, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do these two things, and that's it. And I thought that this was going to take a lot longer than it did. But, new jokes aside, like, this is done.
And Final Fantasy trauma,
Yeah.
I guess.
So let me see who's doing stuff right now. Oh, you know what? Actually, I know we've rated out to him before, so I want to see who else.
Well, I do have a streamer that's streaming right now.
Okay.
Well, like,
You
he's a
have
bit of a bigger one.
Do you have the points to redeem if you want us to rate out?
I do have points. I think I have lots of points for it.
Better question, do you want to use them now or do you want to use them for another time?
Do them now because right now that he's doing a like an audience
Audience participation?
yes, that word.
Okay, who are we going out to?
That's my points. So we're going to Proton John.
Proton John. Okay, how do you spell that just in case?
Proton John.
Well, I mean, there's multiple ways that you can spell John.
Thanks for the stream.
Well, it's the one without the H.
Okay. So, let's go through our little outro spiel. If you guys liked this stream, please be sure to hop over tomorrow as we're going to be doing a Project Eva Nuzlocke, which I'm super excited about. And do know that on Friday we're going to be doing some Jackbox with some buddies. If you guys want to keep track and keep up with my community and any updates, feel free to check out my Twitter. If you don't want to deal with the dumpster fire that is Twitter, feel free to also check out the Discord. Do know that, like my streams, my Discord server is 18+. If you want to keep up with any archived videos that you haven't been able to see before, check out the official YouTube channel. If you want to see me on any other social medias, feel free to check out my Linktree. If you want to donate to me or commission me for anything, feel free to check out my Ko-fi. If you want to tip me outside of that, feel free to tip me via my Streamlabs page. And let's get the raid message. And let me also work on it.
Yeah, just quick thing before we officially raid. He is known as the Glitch Man.
Ooh.
Because he, for some reason, glitches games even after it patches.
Nah.
And he does have a giant collection. He has 10,000 games.
So he loves to break games.
He doesn't. No, he doesn't. He doesn't do it purposely. It just happens to him.
Nice.
Yes, so that's why he's known as the Glitch Man.
Okay.
So he does have over 10,000 games that you can choose from if you happen to be one of the lucky drawers.
Oh.
So
let me.
Just whatever you do, do not pick Orb. Orb 3D specifically.
Alright, let me look him up super quick and let me double check with you that he is streaming what I think he's streaming. Looks like who I found that says that they are Proton John is playing Over the Hedge.
Yes.
Okay.
That is him.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, let's make our way over to Proton John then. Thank you so much for the recommendation.
Don't worry, he is a great guy to watch.
Nice. I'm curious. Alright, so everyone, while this is the end of stream, this is not the end of our time together, as the Road to Dusk will always be open for another adventure. Please enjoy the rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is in your time zone, as we say, bye-bye!